place where we can hide away from everything evil. A place where we can hide even when the world seems to be against us. Where we can recharge our batteries and where we can be just the way we are. Doesn't it sound lovely? It does. But things usually have two sides. In this example, the contrary describes a place where you are alone, even when the people that have surrounded you since birth are around you. A place where expectation meets pressure, and this pressure tells you to fit in, to be like everyone else, because otherwise you're not worthy carrying their name. That is truly the shadow side, but also the reality many have to face nowadays. But anyways, in both cases we should only have two goals: to grow and to thrive, with or without the people surrounding us, who we call family. When we incarnate in a physical body, it means automatically that we have such a family, because otherwise that wouldn't be possible. We have the mother, who provides a chamber, and we have the father, who adds some magic, if you know what I mean. And therefore, they represent our innate relationships. But beyond that, we have many more participants or members in such a family. Grandma and grandpa, for example. Otherwise, the existence of our parents wouldn't be possible. But that only describes the generation such a family has. Coming back to the level we can find ourselves on, there is the chance that we're not the only ones there. If mommy and daddy were in creators mode, we might also have brothers and sisters. And all that determines our pedigree. Now staying on that level, sometimes we have the phenomenon that siblings either love or hate each other. And that can reach the point at which you have to ask yourself if that is still a family. Although I'm a singleton, I've experienced both extremes, live and in color. And it went from, oh, they're so cute together, they gotta be a family, up to, oh my gosh, they've battled each other again, holy moly. And I really had to ask myself more than once if the term sibling has become a synonym for enemy. But why have they gone so far? One explanation could be the simple physical reasons humans act the way they do. They act out of jealousy, greed, egoism, envy, and many more. And referring to that, even familiar relationships aren't spared from that. So it really is a factor that determines whether we have a family or rather an enmity. Since I've made my experiences, I can tell you that this is true. Those factors can lead to wars between strangers and to clashes between family members. So you see, those physical reasons create mostly negative vibes, even though it is one of the most unnecessary things ever. Because seen from a higher perspective, all of that is nonsense. Why would I be greedy? Why would I be envious of somebody else or jealous? All of those are simply lower motives that are rooted in the first stages of evolution. Back then everything was about survival, so it is understandable that they acted the way they did. But nowadays we are socialized beings who still show that pattern. So now I ask you, do we still have the urge or the pressure to survive like we had it 3,000 years ago? Because after all, those are factors that make us run in circles, inside and outside families. Well, this is a problem we need to face as humanity, since it is rooted in the whole collective and not only in individual families. And like that behaves this pressure I've spoken about, because it is also found in the whole collective. Problematic is the point at which somebody is forged to another person due to their expectations and the comparisons. In society we also have those, but inside families they can even be worse. We are raised with the thought that family is the paragon, the ideal we have to chase. But then I have to ask you, is that what you really want? Look at your parents and compare them with the vision you have for yourself at their age. Does it match? Look a second time. Does it really match? In some cases it will, but in 99% there will be a huge gap between you and them. So from which perspective are you acting from? Do you artificially adjust your dreams to theirs just because it is easy? Or do you think just because your parents haven't reached their dreams, you can't either? Both are examples for self-destruction at its best. If you reach that point, it is time to leave the highway of expectation and to start your own road trip. Look, I do not allege bad intentions to anyone. But maybe they just don't know it better. Your parents made experience with different matters. But who says that you have to take over those beliefs? It is your life, so it is also your experience. Further, it is not my task nor my intention to condemn the word family. Rather it is to explain it properly. Family stems from the Latin words famulus and famula, which means servant, and describes a relationship between a group of servants and a superior lord. So it is just a matter about what you want. If you want security, then stay. But if you choose freedom, then leave. I know it sounds drastic if I formulate it like this, but if you strike for infinity, you have to leave all limitations behind. And physical family oftentimes is bound to limitation. Family is someone who shares my last name and my bloodline. But here comes the wisdom. Family doesn't start with blood, nor does it end there. Only because you were born into one, it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to search your true family. One aspect derived from the purpose in life even is to find your true family. And this true family will be infinite, since it is brought together by all parties searching for truth. And further, it is not bound to blood or anything like that, but instead it is bound to the soul. Maybe you've heard the term soulmate, or soul tribe in general. If you meet such a person, you will know. Your intuition will cast somersaults because of the high relevance such a person has for you. By the way, the lessons you learn from your physical family are also considerable, but the lessons you learn from your soulmates are literally out of this world. The family you see can give you what you want, but the family you feel can give you what you need. And this is an example as to how your path is defined further. Let's say you find yourself in a difficult situation, facing a hard time. And then, suddenly, straight out of nowhere, you encounter this person that kind of blows your mind away. Well, this is the guidance you've been waiting for, you've been searching for. But at the same time, it will only reach through to you when you reach for the stars. And to bring all of that into consonance, your intuition represents the key to open up the door to a higher reality. And when you do that, when you open this door, you will see that there's a family that accompanies you, not only for this lifetime, but also for eternity. Now, to put this to an end, having a functional family is amazing, because you can rise up together and reach for the stars. But even in a dysfunctional family you can do that. If you find yourself inside a dysfunctional family, you can be certain that the true family is still somewhere out there. You only have to find it. So the moral for today is, if you search for truth, step out there with awareness and individuality. But if you search for security instead, stay inside your house. Be aware though, the ceiling has limits. Last but not least, away from the etymology, what it means, to what it should mean instead. Living together in peace and harmony, evaluating situations from a higher perspective, as well as loving and being loved just the way you are. After all, planet Earth is our giant home, and we, the humans, are a huge collective family, so we should start acting like one, because ultimately, we're all brothers and sisters on the same level of experience. See you next time, my friends, and thank you for watching.